While you are computing long-term asset, sales value minus indexed cost of acquisition. So this is how you are supposed to give the difference between the long-term asset as well as the short-term asset. Cost of inflation index, it will be the CII value. It will be given in the problem itself. You need not to worry. So you need not to buy at it. So they will be giving in the problem. So by using this information, you are supposed to find out the income from capital gain. Carry down the same amount of 9,18,000. That is called total taxable income. So 9,18,000 is called what? Total taxable income. Hello everyone, I am Arun Kumar, lecturer in Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So dear students, welcome to this new session. In this session, we will be solving the model question paper on the subject Income Tax 2, which is there for 4th semester BCom students who are studying under University of Mysuru. So dear students, this subject is totally for 80 marks. So the weightage of the paper is how much? 80 marks. And in this paper, you have 3 sections. Which are those sections? Part A, Part B and Part C. Okay, mainly you have 3 sections. Part A, Part B and Part C. So in Part A, you will be asking 5 marks questions. You'll be asking 4 questions. You're supposed to attend 4 questions which carries 5 marks each. So totally for 20 marks. And Part B, you'll be asking 10 marks question. How many questions you'll ask? 3 questions. So totally for 30 marks. In Part C, you'll be asking 15 marks questions. You'll ask 2 questions. So totally you're attending for 30 marks. So total weightage of the paper is how much? 80 marks. So if you want to score minimum marks like 60 marks in the subject, so what you're supposed to do? Say just you're supposed to concentrate on 4 units. So which are those 4 units? See, for a 15 marks question, you're supposed to concentrate on unit number 3 and 4. To score 30 marks in Part C, you're supposed to concentrate on unit number 3 and 4. And to attend 10 marks questions, you are supposed to concentrate more on unit number 1 and unit number 2. So if you concentrate more on unit number 1, 2, 3, 4, easily you can score more than 60% of marks in your main exams. So let us solve few problems based on the question paper. So firstly, we will be solving 15 marks question, that is Part C corner. So in 15 marks, you might ask you to find out the business income and the total income with respect to partnership. So XYZ are equal partners. The firm profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2021 is given below. So this is the profit and loss account given. So by using this information, you are supposed to find out the business income under partnership and the total income and tax liability. So here trade expenses, yes, relating to business. Next, salaries relating to business. Provision for bad debt, yes, any provision that should not be considered as business expenditure. So add back to the net profit. Next, postage, business, repairs, business, depreciation, business, donation, not a business expenditure. Next, rent of building, business, salary to partners, not a business expenditure because we will be giving the salary under section 40B. Next, interest on capital. Here they'll be giving 14% capital, but it is exempt up to 12% and the remaining of 2% is supposed to be add back to the net profit. Next, the net profit is 78,000. In profit side, gross profit, business income, commission, business income. Next, interest on security is not a business income, and dividend received, this is also not a business income. Long-term capital gain is also not relating to the business income. So now let us solve the problems. If you have any adjustments, we can see the adjustments. Yes, we have adjustments. So trade expenses include rupees 11,880 for payment of IT. Yes, payment of IT, that should be add back to the net profit. Next, donation given to the approved educational institutions. Fine, the donation given to approved education institution and we will be deducting it under section 80C to 80U. Next, depreciation allowable as per IT rules is rupees 10,000. So what is the depreciation he claimed in the problem? He claimed rupees 6,000, but how much he can claim? He can claim up to rupees 10,000. So less remaining 4,000 of depreciation. So let us solve the problem. Profit and loss account as per P&L account is how much? 78,000. and add disallowed items. So income tax paid, provision for bad debts, donations, salary to partners, and excess of interest, that is 2%. So total the inner column you will get 60,400, add it with 78,000, you will get 1,38,400. Next, less admissible items and other than business income. So interest on securities, dividend received and long-term capital gain, and the depreciation of 4,000. Totally how much you'll get? You'll get 58,000. So deduct 58 from 1 lakh, 38,400, balance of 80,400. 80,400 is called what? Book profit. Next, so you'll get the book profit of 80,400. So from book profit, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to find out the remuneration payable under section 40B to the partners, and then the total income of the business entity. Computation of tax payable. So what is the tax payable? Yes, first we are supposed to compute the tax on long-term capital gain. 34,000 into 20%, you will get 6,800. Next, tax on remaining income, 62,400 into 30%. So you will get 18,720. So total of 25,520, and add 4% of education cess on 25,520, you will get 1,020. So 26,540. 26,540 is the tax payable. Next, moving further to the second question. Following is the profit and loss account of Sun Company for the year ending 31st March 2021. 15 marks question. So here this is the profit and loss of the Sun Company Limited. So by using this profit and loss account, you are supposed to find out the business income of Sun Company Limited. So opening stock business, purchase business, wages business, administrative expenses business, contribution to RPF business, selling expenses business, interest business, underwriting commission. In that 20% is a business expenditure, remaining 80% should be add back to the net profit. General expenses business, depreciation business. So net profit 9,02,000. Next, sales business, closing stock business, rent of staff quarters. Next, dividend from foreign company, not a business income. So additional information, general expenses include municipal tax of rupees 3,000, and depreciation as per IT rules is 75,000, and interest include 6,000 paid on loan taken for the payment of tax liability. So by using this information, you are supposed to compute the total taxable income and tax liability for the assessment year. So net profit as per P&L account, 9,02,000 is a net profit. Next, add disallowed items. In that underwriting commission, 80% of 15,000, you will get 12,000. Next, municipal tax paid. What is the municipal tax paid in the problem? Rupees 3,000. Next, payment of income tax 6,000. Altogether 21,000. Add 21 with 9,02,000. You will get 9,23,000. Next, less allowable expenses and other income. So dividend from foreign company is rupees 10,000, and depreciation we are supposed to deduct extra of 5,000 rupees, totally 15,000. So balance 9,08,000. 9,08,000 is called what? Business income. For that, add other incomes. So there is no income from salary, there is no income from house property, there is no income from capital gain. Only we have income from other sources, that is dividend received of rupees 10,000. So add it, you will get 9,18,000. So no deductions are given in this particular problem. So carry down the same amount of 9,18,000, that is called total taxable income. So 9,18,000 is called what? Total taxable income. Next, computation of tax liability. So tax on 9,18,000 at 30%, you will get 2,75,400. On that, compute 4% education cess, you will get rupees 11,016. So total it, you will get 2,86,416. 2,86,416, that is called tax payable. If you compute this much, you will get 15 marks in the exam. Next, moving to the next question. Explain different types of assessment under Income Tax Act 1961. Yes, he might ask you this question for 15 marks, the theory question. So you are supposed to answer in this way. So the Income Tax Act 1961 mandates every person to file within the taxable bracket to file their income tax return before the due date. So post submission of the return, the income tax department is going to assess whatever the information is given by the assessee, that is called assessment. And in that we have different types of assessment: self-assessment, summary assessment, scrutiny assessment, best judgment assessment, protective assessment, reassessment. So these are all the different types of assessment what we have. You are supposed to explain these all types of assessment. If you explain that much, you will get 15 marks for this theory question. So next, moving further, from the following particulars of Mr. Ashok, compute the total income for the assessment year. So here this information is relating to individual income. So what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to compute is total income. So gross salary relating to salary, loss from self-occupied house property, that is house property. Next, rent from let out property relating to house property. Next, loss from speculation business relating to business. Next, profit from speculation business relating to business. Short-term capital loss relating to capital gain, and long-term capital gain relating to capital gain. And next, long-term capital loss relating to capital gain. Agriculture income relating to other sources. Next, dividend from domestic company relating to other sources. Winning from lottery relating to other sources. LIC premium relating to deduction. Donation relating to deduction. And medical insurance relating to deduction. So if you mark like this, so it will be very easy to you to solve the problem. So moving on to solve the problem. Here you can see, first we are supposed to consider income from salary. Okay, income from salary is how much? Rupees 3,30,000. Next, income from house property, 60,000 is the annual value of let out property. So there is no municipal taxes given. Deduct 30% of annual value, you will get 42,000. Next, loss from self-occupied property. Deduct 20,000 of loss from 42, balance 22, income from house property. Next, income from business. So loss from speculative business 10,000, profit from speculative business 25,000, balance of 15,000, outer column. Next, income from capital gain. So we have short-term capital loss of 20,000, long-term capital gain of 25,000, long-term capital loss of 5,000. If you set off outer column, you will get nil. Next, income from other sources, agriculture income, dividend from domestic company. Next, winning from lottery. So if you total this, you will get 87,000. So that's it. Total the outer column, you will get the total of 4,54,000. So that is called gross total income. From that gross total income, less deduction under section 80C to 80U. So LIC premium paid, donation to NDF, medical insurance premium, deduct these items, you will get the total of 50,000. Deduct 50,000 from 4,54,000, the balance is 4,04,000. That is called total taxable income. So this is how you are supposed to compute, and for this, he will be giving you 15 marks. Next, in part B, he will be asking you 5 questions where you are supposed to attend 3 questions which carries 10 marks each. So in 5 questions, you are supposed to attend any 3 questions which carries 10 marks each. So he might ask you a theory questions relating to explain the income tax provisions of set off and carry forward of losses. So provision relating to set off and carry forward of losses. In that, you are supposed to mention what kind of asset against what it can be set off, and what is the duration you are supposed to mention. See, for example, loss from house property. If you are having any loss from house property, against which asset, against which income you can set off your loss. So here you can set off the loss from house property with income from house property, right? Next, loss from speculation business, for example. So you are supposed to set off the loss from speculation business with profit from any speculative business. Next, loss from specified business. Yes, if there is any loss from specified business, you can set off the loss with profit from specified business. Next, short-term capital loss. If you have loss under short-term capital asset, you can set off it with short-term as well as long-term capital gain. If you have long-term capital loss, only you can set off with long-term capital gain. So this is how you are supposed to show in the table. So if you show this in the table, you will get easily, you can score 10 marks. Next question, compute the income from other sources of Mr. Chandra for the assessment year 2022-23 from the following information. So income from agricultural land in India, this is exempt, right? Income from agricultural land in India, it is exempt. Next, ground rent, yes, it is taxable. Next, director's fees, yes, it is taxable under income from other sources. Next, dividend from cooperative society, yes, taxable. Interest on post office savings bank account. Here is receiving 3,000, but what is the exemption limit for post office savings bank account? It is 3,500. So interest on post office bank account is exempted up to 3,500. The excess amount received is taxable. But here is receiving less than the exemption limit. So this amount will comes to nil in the outer column while you are computing the answer. Next, income from subletting of house, yes, taxable. Winning from horse race, net value is given. How we are supposed to make it gross? So given value divided by 70 into 100. You will get the gross value. Why 70? Because in winning from horse race, you will be deducting 30% of tax. If 30% is deducted, what is the value? The remaining value is 70%. So this 14,000 is valued for 70%. Then what is the value for 100%? You will get nearly 20,000 rupees. So next, royalty received, yes, taxable. Next, dividend from Indian company, yes, taxable. Next, interest on bank deposit, yes, taxable. So here, just first you have to mark in the question itself whether it's taxable or not. Then it will be very easy to solve the problem. So agricultural land exempted. Next, 8,000 rupees, that is ground rent from land in Chamarajanagar, director's fees of rupees 30,000 and dividend from cooperative society of rupees 5,000 and interest on POSB account is obviously it's nil. Next, income from subletting of house 32,000. Winning from horse race, yes, you will get 20,000 if you make it gross. Next, royalty received is rupees 5,000. Dividend from Indian company is rupees 10,000. Interest on bank deposit 10,000. Total the amount column, you will get the total. That total is called what? Income from other sources. So it's very easy and easily you can score 10 marks if you attend this problem. And compulsorily you will be asking this question in main exam. Next question, you might ask you, what do you mean by capital asset? State the difference between short-term and long-term asset. Yes, you might ask, what is capital asset and what is the difference between long-term asset and short-term asset? So you can answer like this. So land, building, house property, vehicles, patents, trademarks, leasehold rights, machineries and jewelries are a few examples of capital assets. Yes, so which we can touch and feel, those are called capital assets. So this includes having rights in or in relation to an Indian company. It is also includes rights of management or control or any other legal right. So how to give the difference between the short term and long term asset? So in short term, less than 36 months, it is called short term. With respect to shares, it is 12 months. More than 36 months, it is called long term. With respect to shares, more than 12 months. And the tax rate for short term is 15% and the tax rate for long term asset is 20%. And in the computation way, the way of we compute short term asset value and long term asset value is different. While you are computing the short term value, you will be computing the sales value minus the cost of acquisition. But while you are computing long term asset, sales value minus indexed cost of acquisition. So this is how you are supposed to give the difference between the long term asset as well as the short term asset. Moving next, you might ask you to find out the capital gain, income from capital gain. So here two assets are given. Selling price is 1 lakh with respect to jewelry and 14 lakh with respect to residential house. And selling expenses is nil with respect to jewelry and 40,000 with respect to residential house. Date of acquisition 2020 and here it is May 2016. So by looking at the date itself, you can get to know that what kind of asset is this, the jewelry. So jewelry is a short-term asset and residential house is a long-term asset. Next, cost of acquisition is how much? Jewelry 50,000 and residential house 5 lakhs. And inflation index is given. The cost of inflation index is given. For 2016-17 it is 264 and 21-22 it is 317. So cost of inflation index, it will be the CII value. It will be given in the problem itself. You need not to worry. So you need not to buy at it. So they will be giving in the problem. So by using this information, you're supposed to find out the income from capital gain. So next, here the computation of income from capital gain. So jewelry is rupees 1 lakh. The sales value is rupees 1 lakh. So less cost of acquisition of 50,000. The balance 50,000 is income from jewelry. Next, because here it's a short-term asset, that is why directly we are taking the cost of acquisition. But in residential house, sales value is 14 lakhs, and when you are computing, you will compute indexed cost of acquisition. Just you will not deduct the cost of acquisition, you will be deducting the indexed cost of acquisition. So if you deduct the indexed cost, you will get 6 lakh 378 rupees. Next, selling expenses of rupees 40,000. Deduct these two from 14 lakhs, the balance you will get is 7 lakh 59,622. So add these two, you will get 8 lakh 9,622. That is called income from capital gain. So if there is any deduction with respect to deduction under section 54, so give the deduction, then whatever the balance you will get, that balance is called income from capital gain. If there is no deduction with respect to section 54, then whatever the amount you get here, this amount itself is called income from capital gain. Next, moving 5 marks questions. So in 5 marks questions, you will be asking you 6 questions. You are supposed to attend any 4 questions which carries 5 marks each. You will be asking 6 questions which carries 5 marks each, and you are supposed to attend any 4 questions. So you might ask you to write a note on best assessment. Yes, we have types of assessment now. For 15 marks also you will ask, and 5 marks also you will ask any one type of assessment. So I might ask you to write a note on best assessment. So with relating to this particular topic, you are supposed to write what is called best assessment. So in what way they will do the assessment with respect to best assessment, and what is the responsibility of the assessee, and what is the responsibility of the assessing officer. With respect to that, you are supposed to write. Next, you might ask you to write or explain about book profit. You might ask you to explain about book profit. So what is book profit? A book profit refers to the profit earned by the business entity from its operations and activities. So they are calculated by deducting all the business expenses incurred within financial year from all the sales, revenue and other income generated from selling goods and services within that financial year. So this is called book profit. So if you know the meaning and if you know how to give the example with respect to book profit, easily you can score 5 marks, and there are more chances of asking this question for 5 marks in your main exam. Next, write a note on PAN. So that is permanent account number. He might ask you to write the meaning or explanation about the PAN card. So you are supposed to write the meaning of PAN card. That is, permanent account number is the full form of PAN card, and how many digits it's contained, whether it's alphanumeric or only numeric or alpha numeric numbers which it contains, and what is the importance of PAN card. So what are the uses of PAN card? If you know each and everything about PAN card, so easily you can score 5 marks, and there are more chances of asking this question also in the main exam. Next, he might ask you to mention any incomes chargeable under income from other sources. So incomes chargeable under income from other sources. That means the incomes which comes under income from other sources, that incomes you are supposed to mention. So here you can mention income from subletting of house. Yes, obviously it comes under income from other sources. Next, dividend received. Yes, it comes under income from other sources. And insurance commission received, and family pension payment received, interest on bank deposit, interest on loan given. Yes, next, remuneration received by member of parliament, and rent earned from a vacant plot of land. So these are all the incomes which comes under income from other sources. If you mention 5 to 6 points with respect to income from other sources, the incomes which are relating to income from other sources, easily you can score 5 marks. So you'll be asking you 6 questions, you'll be attending any 4 questions, and you'll be scoring 20 marks. So totally the weightage of the paper, once again I'm explaining, the weightage of the paper is how much? 80 marks. And in part A you are supposed to attend 4 questions which carries 5 marks, totally for 20 marks. In part B you will be attending any 3 questions which carries 10 marks each, totally for 30 marks. In part C you will be attending any 2 questions which carries 15 marks each, totally for 30 marks. So if you want to score minimum first class marks like 60 marks or 70 marks, concentrate more on unit 1, 2, 3 and 4. From these 4 chapters, easily you can score minimum 70 marks. If you concentrate more on first 4 chapters, you can easily score minimum of 70 marks, because from chapter first and second, from first unit and second unit, you'll be asking minimum for 30 marks, and from unit 3 and 4 you'll be asking for minimum of 40 marks in your main exam. So concentrate more on first 4 units, and obviously you can score more than 70 marks. If you want to score more, that is cent percent marks like 80 out of 80, then obviously you have to concentrate on all the chapters. So with this, I hope all of you understood. So with this, I would like to say all the very best to you all for your exams, and once again, all the very best. Thank you all for watching the video.